Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Welcome back to another episode here of the Contender Series. We're comparing Phil Clahar, who just placed second at the 2023 Masters Olympia in the men's open bodybuilding division. Just cleared up and just finished up today. We're going to go ahead and go through side by side Phil Clahar from the 2023 Masters Olympia, where he placed second, versus Phil Clahar on the 2023 Orlando Pro Open Bodybuilding Olympia qualifier that he won first place. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, into the front double bicep. Now, I will say that Phil brought a lot of conditioning to this Mr. Olympia Masters competition, especially in the leg department. Looking at the quads, the feathering and the teardrops and the outer sweep of the quad, you can see the cross striations, you can see the feathering. Now, whereas in Orlando, I don't think there was as much conditioning. Now, I will say that his midsection was a tad bit tighter at the Orlando, but at the Masters Olympia, I'd say that the abs are more pronounced. His abs look bigger. Now, whether or not that's a pro or a con, I'm not sure. It does look a little bit less aesthetic, the Masters Olympia version, but the chest and the arms, I would say, look a tad bit fuller at the Masters Olympia, especially the arms, the bicep, the tricep, even into the delts a little bit, looks pretty darn full. But let me know on the front double bicep. Moving into the front lat spread, another great shot for Phil. Now this is, I would say, an opposite. Maybe it's a breathing situation. We caught it at the wrong moment. The photos are the photos. It's what we get. But at the Orlando, you can see a lot more definition in the midsection, a lot more striations in the abdominals, those upper four. But you can also see that the chest was not as full as the Masters Olympia. So I'm wondering if he didn't, because you can flex the pec or you can let it kind of hang. And sometimes when you let it just hang and just sit there and rest, it actually makes the chest look bigger and fuller, especially if you have issues like a torn pec or maybe you have a bunch of gyno sitting around, it's going to show. Or even for Phil, like those lower pecs where the nips are, it's kind of flat. It's I don't want to say flabby because that's kind of interpreted as usually a negative thing, but I would say I like the way he has it at the Masters, where he has the chest that's just sitting there nice and full. It's not too flexed. Oh, I did biceps today. Just had a Charlie horse. I'll eat some pickles to make sure that doesn't happen again. That's what's fun about doing these in one take, is you get to see funny stuff like that. So midsection Orlando is a little bit better. Legs still with this front lat spread. The legs look better at the Masters. More conditioned, more striated. The chest looks better. And the arms, I would say, look better in Orlando. There's really apples and oranges here, ladies and gentlemen. Between the chest and the abs and the arms and the legs, it's back and forth. It's a good battle here of which one's better. I would say for the conditioning situation, upper body, Orlando. But for fullness, and I think just overall complete package, I would say the Masters is his best shot, his best package so far. Side chest, both great shots. The hamstring drop is nice. It's present. It's visible. Glutes look good. A little sharper. The glutes look a little bit sharper at the Masters. Calves look very similar. Arm department, very similar. I'd say the detail in the photo makes Orlando look a little bit better. The delts from Masters look a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, more dense. Same with the chest. I'd say the chest is very similar, very full. Succulent, if you will. Sorry, Phil. The abs look good as well. He's keeping it nice and controlled in that mid shot, the side shot with the midsection. It's important to keep the midsection tight, especially when you do those transitions going through the different shots. Let's take a look at the tricep shot. He does not hold the traditional tricep shot for too long. He usually rotates pretty quickly into this one, into this modified, kind of like a Rolly Winkler-esque. No, Rolly just does the one arm. Him and Dash, they just do the one arm. I can't remember who does the shot like this a lot. Phil. I guess Phil Clahar does this shot a lot. But when he rotates to the front to show off the quad striations and separations, I'd say the lighting is giving him a lot of benefit at the Orlando, because if you really look at the legs, they do look very similar, but the lighting really gives a lot of pop to the Orlando package that he brought. Midsection looks very tight in both, very similar, but I would give it to Orlando. Looks a little bit tighter in the midsection. The chest looks very similar. Shoulders as well. Traps as well. Calves as well. Very apples and oranges shot. The side tricep for Phil Clahar. Orlando versus Masters. Very, very similar. From the back, if you watched our video recapping the finals for Men's Open at the Masters, we pretty much discussed how Phil Clahar dominated the back shots. And Phil versus Phil here, very nice comparison. You look at the lighting, you look at the conditioning and the glutes. The glutes look thicker, more full. I think he carved up a little bit better for the Masters. I'd say the lower back is very similar, a little bit fuller. He brought a fuller package here. And it could be the lighting. It could also be posing. He could be arching the back a little bit more to give it a little bit more shade from the lighting, using that goon lighting to his advantage. But the hamstrings from Orlando do look a tad bit sharper, I will say. But I would probably go with the Masters package just off of thickness, size, density. I think that gives a better complete package, a better look. Back lat spread. This one, the lighting, I think, as well helps again with Phil. Really makes his back look a little bit thicker, more dense. Hamstrings as well. Kind of the same situation with the back double we just talked about previously. Calves, very similar. And the rhomboids, when you look at the lats leading into the shoulder, that little area of muscle right there, the rhomboids look pretty nice. Really well defined at the Masters. Kind of getting washed out with the lighting and the posing at Orlando. Again, I think I'd probably go with the Masters here. I think that's probably the best package he's brought to date. And we do get to look forward to him coming to the Mr. Olympia in Orlando this November for his first Olympia ever. Abs and thigh. Abs and one thigh for the reigning Orlando champion and second place contender, Masters Olympia, Phil Clahar. Midsection, nice and tight in Orlando. A little bit of skin at the bottom at Masters, but I mean, completely shredded. The dude brought a great midsection here. It's a phenomenal shot for him. I'm happy he hit it like that. It's really a good shot. Quads, nice and defined, nice and lean, really striated. Arms and chest, nice and full, no imperfections, no tears. Just a great package, great presentation. And finishing up, thank you for watching all the way to the end, ladies and gentlemen. The Most Muscular is next. If you enjoy this style of content, please consider subscribing to BNN. We will see you at the Legion Sports Festival. Will be the next show we will be at in Reno, Nevada. So if you are going, look for us. Myself and Danielle Willis will be there, or at least I will be there. I'll ask Danielle if she wants to come. Most Muscular, finishing off the video, looking at the legs. Again, I think this Masters Olympia was just a really good package for him. He really did perfect the peak, even though he did a lot of traveling. I saw he flew into Germany and then got a connection to Romania and all kinds of craziness. So, kudos for him. Week out, not even a week out, a few days out from the show, traveling all that way. I cannot imagine how stressful that would have to be for competitors to do that. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say the Masters package from Phil Clahar was the best to date for him. I think it did beat his Orlando package just by a hair, and I am looking forward to seeing Phil at the Mr. Olympia. Look forward to our interview with him on site in Orlando this year, and he did say he was going to come on for a Road to the Olympia episode, so look forward to that as well. I'm your host, Josh Sanch, here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.